Welcome students, welcome to the lecture number 7 of Python Programming Fundamentals. Okay, in the previous lecture we are studying about the types of errors in Python. Okay, and we know that there are three types of error. The first one is basically the syntax error, the second one is logical error, and the third one is the runtime error. Okay, and we have already discussed about the syntax error, right? So today in this lecture we are going to start with logical errors, and these logical errors are also known as the semantic errors. Okay, so let us see that what kind of errors are these logical errors. Okay, so over here it is written that logical errors, okay, does not stop execution. Okay, so it means that the execution of your program does not stops because of these kind of errors. Okay, as in the syntax error, you know that if there is a syntax error in your program, then obviously your program will not execute till you haven't till then. For that you have to remove the syntax errors from your program, then only you can run your program. Okay, but in case of logical errors, they basically does not stop the execution of your program, but the program behaves incorrectly and produced undesired, or we can say that wrong output. Okay, so these kind of error does not stops the execution of your program, but you know, in this case your program behaves incorrectly. It means that the output which is given by your program is not correct. Okay, so let me give you an example of this logical type of error. Okay, for that we have to open the Python. So let's wait, it is opening right now. Okay, yes, now the Python interactive mode is open, and let us do a small program, right? And in that program what I will do, first I will take a variable and just put 10. Okay, and I again take a variable and just add 20 in it, and in Z I want to find the average of these two numbers, and you know the average of number is sum of terms divided by number of terms. So what I want to do, I want to add x plus y, and then I want to divide it by 2, right? And after that I want to view the average of these two numbers. So I print the message average of 10 and 20 is, and then I want to print the value of z variable. Okay, so now my program is ready, and in that program I want to find the average of two numbers, and I have taken those numbers as 10 and 20, right? I can take from input function also, but I just want to view the effect of the logical error in the program. That's why I just ignored that, and I simply taken the two variables, that is 10 and 20. Okay, so once the program is ready, I have to first save it, and then the program can be run. So that's why it is asking me to save before run. So obviously I have to first save this program, and suppose I have given the name to this program is A23. all right, now you can see the average of 10 and 20 is 20.0. so over here I am getting the answer as 20.0. so let me see that is the result is correct. If we go with that, the sum of terms is basically 10 plus 20. So 10 plus 20 is basically 30. So sum of these two terms is basically 30, and when we divide 30 by 2, then obviously we get the answer as 15. But as you know that when we use this slash operator, the answer will always be in decimal, so the answer will be 15.0, but over here we are getting the answer as 20.0. so why this happens, right? So what is basically the mistake in this code? Everything is fine. Okay, and you can see that the cone there is no error in that case, and we run the program successfully, but the result we are getting is not correct. So why we are not getting the correct result? let me explain you why you are getting the wrong result. Okay, so the expression with me is z is equal to x plus y divided by 2. Okay, so when Python start executing it, this statement is, then it first 10 plus 20 divide by 2. Okay, so this will be the expression while putting the value. Okay, over here you can see that there is plus and divide, right? And if we go according to the BODMAS rule, then obviously division must be performed first. So that's why what it will do, it will add the result of this expression 20 divided by 2, right, and solve the it and give the answer as 10. And after that it will add these two numbers, and that's why it is giving the answer as 20.0, because when I divide 20 by 2 I am getting the answer as 10.0, and when 10 and 10.0 get added we get the answer as 20.0. That's why over there we are getting answer as 20.0 in spite of 15.0. so obviously it is wrong. Okay, this result is wrong. So how do I get the correct result? Okay, we know that the preference of the bracket is the top, is at the top. Okay, so what I will do, I will simply put this x plus y within the bracket, and when I put this x plus y within the bracket, then what will happen? You can see over here also, if this x plus y is put inside a bracket, then what will happen? In that case, first the system will solve the bracket expression first. Okay, in spite of dividing 20 by 10, first the system will solve the add these two numbers and get 30, and then the 30 get divided by 2, and in that case we will get the answer as 15.0. I hope you get it what I'm going to tell you, right? So in this way we are getting the correct answer. So let me remove this and then again run this program. So now you can see that now we are getting the result as 15.0. Okay, so I hope you understand that what are basically logical errors. Okay, so it is given that the logical error does not stop execution. You can see that the execution of our program does not stop at any point, but the program behaves incorrectly and produces the wrong output. Obviously we are getting the wrong output in this case, right? So this is basically our second type of error, that is logical error, or we can also call it as semantic error. Okay, now come to the next type of error, that is the runtime error. Okay, so what is the runtime error? A runtime error causes abnormal termination of the program while it is executing. Just remember this word, while it is executing. It means when I create the program and when I try to execute it, no error will be shown, but once the program is executing, in that moment the runtime error arises and our program terminates in between. Okay, so our program didn't complete its whole and just terminate in between the course of execution. Okay, so these kind of error which basically terminate our program during execution time, those kind of error is known as runtime error. Okay, the errors which stops the execution of a program within the runtime, those errors are called runtime error. Okay, and runtime error is when the statement is correct. Okay, so there is no error in the statement, the statement is correct syntactically, but the interpreter can't execute it, but the interpreter is unable to execute such kind of statement. So let us see an example of runtime error. Okay, so let's come to our program. So this is my program which I have created. Okay, so now let's redesign a new program to show the runtime error. Okay, so over there I used a int function first and then input. Okay, suppose I have taken the number, enter the numerator. Actually I want to perform the division work. Then b is equal to enter the enter the denominator, okay, and then suppose I write c is equal to a divided by b, and then after that I will say, and let me do one thing in spite of okay, let it be in decimal also, and then I will print the result of division, okay, is equal to comma c. Okay, so now I have created the program, and in this program you can see that I have taken two variables a and b. One is taken as a denominator and other one is taken as the numerator. All right, so let me execute this program, and okay, just wait one thing, there is a spelling mistake, mi. Okay, so now the program is ready, and let me execute it. Okay, so F5, it will ask me about the numerator. I have written 8, and the denominator I have given suppose 2. Then I will get the answer 4.0. So I thought that the program is absolutely correct. I think no error is there, but I tell you a situation in which there occurs runtime error in this code. Okay, and how the runtime error occur in this code, let me explain you. Okay, so I just open the black screen first, and then I will explain you that why the runtime error can arise in this program. Okay, suppose the user entered the value, okay, just wait. Okay, the user entered the value for a as 8, okay, and the value of b is entered as 2, right? So when the division operation is performed, then in that case the c is getting the result of 8 divided by 2, and that's why he is getting the result as 4.0. As I told you that in case of slash division we always get the result in decimal. Okay, so in this case the result will be 4.0, right? So this is the one case. But suppose when the user entered the value of a, if suppose user entered the value of a as 0, okay, and then the value of b entered by user is basically 2, right? Then what will happen? C is equal to a divided by 2 is basically 0 divided by 2, right? So in that case we will get the answer as 0 or 0.0 if you want. Okay, so in this case the answer will be 0. But suppose there arises a situation in which the user has given the value of a as 8, okay, and the value of b is given as 4. Sorry, in spite of 4, the value of b is given as suppose 0. Okay, so in this case the value of a, that is numerator, is given as 8, and the denominator, that is b, is given as 0. Then what will happen? When we divide this operation, it means a divided by b, then it is 8 divided by 0. Okay, so you know in that case what will be the answer? We know that in mathematics it is said that if any number is divided by 0, then the result will be infinity. Okay, the result will be basically infinity. Okay, so as you see the result is infinity, it means there is no ending of the process of division. That's why we are representing the result of this division as by the infinity symbol. Okay, so what happens if this kind of data is input by the user? So obviously this arises a situation which leads to the runtime error. Okay, so you can see that the code which we have written, there is no syntax error in that code. The code is absolutely perfect, but in some situation this code will give an error, and that kind of error is basically a runtime error. Okay, so let us once again execute this program and test whatever we have explained you in that screen. Okay, so I have given the numerator as 8, and after that I put the denominator as 0. Then what will happen? You can see that they have accepted my data, but after accepting the data, when they are performing the division operation, there is an error, and you can see that the error is 0 division error, that is division by 0. Obviously the division by 0 is infinity, so it means the system can also not give the result of this kind of expression. Okay, so this, you can say that this is basically the runtime error which occurs during the execution of the program. Okay, so we have seen three types of error. First one is a syntax error. So if there is a syntax error in your program, then your program will never execute. Okay, first you have to remove all those syntax error, only then your program will execute. The next category of the error is basically the logical error. In the logical error, what will happen when you write the program? Okay, there will be no error, no syntax error in that program. The program run perfectly, no error in any statement, but the result which is given by the program is wrong. Okay, so that's that type of errors which is present in your program, due to which the result is wrong, that is called as a logical error. And now the third variety of the error that we are studying is basically the runtime error. Now what is basically runtime error? You can see that there is no syntax error in the program. Okay, there is no logical error in the program. Obviously my program is giving me correct answer in different types of values, but it is giving me the wrong answer. It is basically creating a problem only when I provide 0 as a denominator. Okay, so this type of errors is called as runtime error. Okay, so it will not stop the execution of the program, but if during the execution of the program, if this kind of error arises, then our program terminates at that moment and shows us the result. Okay, so these are the three types of errors which we have seen in our programs. Okay, so you have to learn about these three types of errors, and now in the next lecture we are going to start the programming part of our Python, and in that part I will tell you that how you can create the programs. Okay, what is basically the logic behind creating a program perfectly. Okay, so that's all for today, and hope you understand that all kinds of errors, right? So thank you very much and have a nice day.